Morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Calgary. I'm so happy to be here this morning with you to do this meditation, and God knows the world needs our meditation time this morning through each wonderful person that's showing up online and showing up here, showing up in their homes. So what a privilege to share on the prayer field so closely, so well, so whole together. I celebrate the idea that we are caravans of love. My dear, is your caravan lost? It is if you can no longer be kind to yourself and loving to those who must live with the sometimes difficult task of loving you. We should give of ourselves in love and in service to others, in a spirit of generosity and good fellowship. To refuse to give is to refuse to receive, for everything moves in circles. And so we close our eyes to the outer distraction together if it feels good. Let the words of Hafiz, the Sufi poet, and Ernest Holmes, our writer of all inspiration through the science of mind, and know these truths are our greatest gift, each of us as a human being. And that the higher we can value ourselves, the more the infinite spirit can use us in corners of the world and in our homes, our families, our networks of fellow workers, lovers, partners. So we know that this morning our combined energy is being used by the One in a greater way than we can even imagine. The healing balm for those in our neighborhoods, our fellow countries, all around the globe, anyone who has lost the memory of their selves being the infinite spirit are somehow touched and made aware at this time again their incredible place that can heal all wounds and bring all peoples back together again in a mighty moving force of love and creativity beyond our imaginations. It is with this knowing together that in this room we relax into our place right where we are and let these truths bathe every atom, organ, and cell of our being, infusing a wellness, a wholeness, an excitement about life ahead of us, that our part in this beautiful movie of life is a key part when we have our spirit and our knowledge and our guidance turned right up and on. So we relax into this moment and let the silence inform possibly each one's next step, an answer to a question, a way through whatever it is today. So gently, we feel the peace that has a strength beyond our imagination. And I know for each person hearing these words that through this coming week, this peace will serve each one. The memory of it will be stored in the cells and used to strengthen and bring clarity. What to do, how to do it, with whom to do it. All questions answered and finding us serving a greater number of people who morph into this beautiful energy by being in our energy, and thus the Spirit moving, living everywhere, at all points, at all times. I thank for my part. I release these words of truth to wherever they may wish to travel and be received. And all is well. And so it is.
when I had a little. I thought that I needed a lot. A little was overrated, but a lot was a little too complicated. See, 0 didn't satisfy me, a million didn't make me happy. But that's when I learned the lesson, that it's all about your perceptions. Hey, are you a pauper or a superstar? So you act, so you feel, so you are. It's not about the size of your car, it's about the size of the faith in your heart. And there's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope, doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. Back in the backcountry of Brazil, met a young man who made me feel I could accomplish anything. You see, just like me, he wanted to sing. He had no windows and no doors. He lived a simple life and was extremely poor. Top of all of that, he had no eyesight. But that didn't keep him from seeing the light. He said, what's the life where you're living today? And all I did was complain. He told me living here is paradise. Tell me paradise is in your mind. You know there's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. You better thank God for that. There's hope. Every time I turn on the TV, there's hope. He's acting crazy. There's hope. That it will drive you crazy. There's hope. So I'm taking back my power today. There's hope. Gas prices to keep on rising. There's hope. Government to keep on lying. There's hope. We've got to keep on surviving. Keep on doing do the best you can do. 'Cause there's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that.
Hey!
There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile.
Yeah.
Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Stand up for your right. Keep shining your light. Show the world there's hope. There's hope. Stand up for your right. Keep shining your light. Show the world a smile. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that. There's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile.
Yeah.
Don't have to pay to laugh. Better thank God for that.
Elevation! Give it up! Woo! You guys had your Wheaties this morning. Is there Wheaties in Canada? Yeah. You guys, you have Wheaties? Okay.
We had weenies.
I just
Hot dogs
so
for
not
breakfast.
even going there. So welcome everybody. How are you this morning? It's wonderful to see such a nice full house. Thanks for being here. And I want to welcome our people on the Love Stream as well. We are a hybrid community and we love all of it. We love the people who are here on Sundays in person, and we love the people who tune in on the Love Stream. So welcome. If you're new to the center, and I know we happen to have a few people, I'll introduce myself officially. I'm Campbell, and I am the spiritual director of the center. And if you haven't been to a Center for Spiritual Living, there's a few things you need to know. We are a faith tradition. I don't call us a religion. We are a faith tradition that honors all faith traditions. Because what we understand is each of us is an individual expression of God or of life or of spirit or whatever you call that. Each one of us is here to live our life uniquely. And so there can't be just one way to believe. That doesn't make sense in an infinite universe. And so we are all part of that infinite universe, and yet we are individual as we show up in life. So whatever spiritual path you find yourself on, you are absolutely welcome here. we're just very, very pleased that people decided to join us today. So, I know, and great energy. So what I would like to ask is, if you're here for the first time, I don't want to embarrass you. I just want to officially welcome you. So if you're willing to just raise your hand and let us know who you are, that'd be awesome. First timers, all right. We've got, see, I knew we had quite a few. So awesome. Welcome. And if nothing else, just sit back and enjoy. We've got a special celebration today, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. But in the meantime, Rosalie, the lady sitting next to Barb Angel. Okay. There you go. There you go. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Everybody give yourselves a hand for being here. So we're going to start out by singing what we call our Kong song. And this is, I can't think of the name of it, One Big Family. You're going to love it. So let's stand up and sing.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody, you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. Hey, see the light. Everybody, you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Get up on your feet, see the light, everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet, see the light, everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one, one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. All right. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we've come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, yeah. Hey,
like you took happy pills today. All right. You know, I had a flat tire this morning. At 9 o'clock, as I came out and getting ready to leave for the center, my tire's flat. So I called these guys and said, have Amy start. That's what it was. You thought you were going to be able to start the show. Have Amy start, and I'll get there as soon as I can. Well, thank God for AMA. Guy came out, fixed my tire, and I was here in time. So that's all I'm going to say. Yay for AMA. All righty. So, Michael, you're on, and if we can get this mic going. This is Michael Gavin, who is our farmer. Come on up here, Michael.
Hello. So I probably don't actually know most of you guys because I've been doing this 2 years, but you've been closed for 2 years.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm Michael. I run a farm called Root and Regenerate Urban Farms, and I run the plot here. So I'm going to tell you guys a bit about the Csa Harvest Box Program that we have. So for those of you who don't know, CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. So basically what that means is you guys, as the community, buy a share into the farm, and then what you get is 15 weeks of produce. It starts June 5th, I think, and runs till the 15th of September. And then every week you get anywhere from 4 to about 7 different vegetables every week. Everything is seasonal, and there's a full list on the website, which you can find on the newsletter. It comes down to $270 for the season, and you can do a split payment. That works out to about $18 a week. You don't always get $18 worth of produce each week, sometimes a bit less, sometimes a bit more, but over the course of the season, you get a pretty good deal. I also have a egg share this week.
Oh.
So, or this year. Those are not from here, obviously, because we don't have chickens. Those are from a farm in Didsbury called Happiness by the Acre. And I have chicken eggs, which are like half sold out, and then I also have duck eggs. All the info for those is still on the website. Yeah, that's the basic rundown. About the farm, I don't use any fertilizers or pesticides or anything like that, just compost and worm casings. I try to be plastic free as much as I can in the pickups, so things like potatoes, carrots, stuff like that, I'll just give you bulk. Sometimes use elastic bands, and then I try to use compostable bags, pretty much everything else. And everything is grown right here at your center.
So awesome. I know.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's the basic rundown of everything. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask me. If you want to sign up or have anything else you want to know about, the website has all the info. For those of you that are here today, I'll be outside working on the greenhouse after all this is done, so you can come out and talk to me. Yeah, I do sometimes have preserves. I usually do a pesto, and then I have a few different canned things that I also do in the pickup. Yeah, which you guys like.
Michael, let me reiterate: $270.
Yes.
And they get 15 weeks worth of fresh produce grown right here, or in some of the other CSAs, and you can pick it up here right after service on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, so the pickup times and locations here, obviously, from 12 to 2, right after the service. And then also in Parkdale from 3 to 5, that's just near the Foothills Hospital. And then in Renfrew from 6 to 8, I think. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Give it up for Michael Gavin. Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can see him or check the newsletter or the website for information. We've been doing the urban farm. I think this is our 5th year in a row because we've been here 5 years, and I think we started the first summer that we were here. So it's a feel-good thing. That's the best thing I can put about it. Speaking of feel-good things, we've got all kinds of ongoing programs. Right now, they are still on Zoom. Some of them may resume. Get it? Still on. May resume in person. The Consciousness Seekers may be going in person sometime, Ron, is that correct? Or hybrid, with Ron Hahn, that's Monday nights at 7. Coffee with Dr. Pat, that's me, that's Wednesdays at noon. All of this information is in the newsletter and on the website. That will always be Zoom because we've got people from all over joining with that as well. The Thursday meditation will be Zoom, Thursday, 7 o'clock. The Saging Circle, I just remembered, Sandra, who are off this coming Saturday because it's the Easter weekend. So Sagers don't show up on Saturday morning, but every other Saturday morning at 10 o'clock for this, our Wisdom Keepers 55 and above. And then Laughter Yoga is the second Friday of every month with Sharon Faulkner, our facilitator. So we have lots of things going on, lots of stuff to keep us busy. And we are starting to think about possibly maybe bringing things back, classes and that type of thing. But we're just kind of slowly getting the ship going. Part of that is you all showing up. So thank you for being here. And always to you all for showing up as well. So now we're going to have what I call our healing time or our sacred time. Amy is going to lead us in a chant. And Reverend Darlene Chase is going to give us our spiritual mind treatment. For our new people, don't be weirded out by that kind of strange name. It just means affirmative prayer. We happen to call it spiritual mind treatment. So ladies, if you would, please.
Love reflecting love, one with the divine, peace expressing heaven bright, light reflecting light. Love reflecting love, I am one with the divine. I am peace expressing heaven bright. I am light reflecting light.
As we take in our part of reflecting light, I know and acknowledge that this one God is available to every life seeking, asking a question, needing an answer, wanting strength and health and all of the things that we can have through being at one with this source, whether we're aware of it or not. And I do declare that we are all of the one source. All life is of the one source. Therefore, we were sent to learn how to live in peace, to live in love, to live in all of the beautiful God qualities that we are made of. This excludes no one. And so I know without a shadow of a doubt, each one of us who have been on the side of all these qualities with a conscious decision to live them out every day of our lives, loving one another when we're unlovable, loving ourselves even more so the tank is always full to extend the love. And so we know our world is predominantly peaceful, and that peace overcomes anything contrary to that state of right living, right loving, right being. And so our part is to stay planted, feet on the ground, doing 24/7 a consciousness of togetherness that will heal the world. So I think our portion of what we learned today helps us become more committed than we've ever been in our life before. And so we are all strengthened, made whole, creative, and attract to us all things that we need in direct proportion that we are willing to receive and love ourselves, to share it with the many. So I simply know today's message buoys us up, makes us mighty, and away we go again into the next week, knowing all is well. I thank for my part. I release these words back to the one, and they are multiplied into the ethers beyond my imagination. Thank you, God. And so it is.
So it is. Love reflecting love, one with the divine, peace expressing heaven bright. I am light reflecting light. And Darlene, you're going to lead them in the vision and mission? Yes.
I am. I lost my mind.
And I found it
I
and
went
gave it
with
back
you.
to you.
I'd love to take you through with me our vision statement now. Let's do it all mightily. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. And we go on to
Mission statement.
a mission statement. Oh, so it changed on me. I didn't
Yes,
realize.
it did.
That's how
We're-
far
we're-
out there I
We're
am.
tricky about that.
Please join me. The Calgary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness.
Thank you. Surprise. So I'm going to bring Elevation back up again for these songs were chosen by me because of today being New Member Sunday. I'm going to talk more about that in just a little bit. But those of our new members that you know that you've signed up to be a new member who are tuning in on the Love Stream, I have a favor to ask of you before we get started. In the chat, if you are able, just say your name and I'm here so that we know to acknowledge that you are here and part of the New Member Sunday. Because we got physical people here, but we also want to make sure that we're including everybody on the Love Stream who has joined as a new member. So if you will do that, like between now and 10 minutes from now, that would be awesome. Okay, so because it's New Member Sunday, I requested these two songs because, number one, I love them, and number two, they just really set the tone for what we're talking about today. So please welcome Elevation featuring Amy Bishop.
Love is but a song we sing, feels the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, you can make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go. key to love and feel right in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them all. They're a choke of me. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Hey, hey, he come all flat up, he come moving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He got hair down to the knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Come together right now over me. Come together right now over me. Come on, people now, smile on your brother over me. Come on, people now, smile on your brother over me. Come on, people now, 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 get together over me. Get together over me.
Elevation! Amy Bishop, Oliver Miguel on sax and energy. Steph Chapman, Louise Tovar, and Lisa Jacobs. Give them a hand. Holy moly. This is what I get for asking Gen Xers to do a baby boomer song. Because I've got, come on, people now, smile on your brother. And you did that and MOA. You did that and more. Thank you, Elevation, so much. Okay. Would you breathe with me, please? Taking a deep breath. And again. And one more time. Now that's my idea of come together. Right? Come together in that breath of inspiration. Give me your poor, your tired, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. And these uplifting words are part of a poem called The New Colossus, written by Emma Lazarus. And they're written on the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty in New York. And for over a century, they welcomed people into North America. It was a symbol of freedom and a new way of life and a new way of being for millions of people. I had the privilege of seeing the Statue of Liberty. Anybody else? Statue of Liberty, it's really spectacular. Went to a trip to New York a few years ago, and you know, she really is something. She really is something. And right next to the Statue of Liberty is Ellis Island, where over 12 million immigrants were processed between the years of 1892 and 1954. In Canada, the same thing was happening at Pier 21 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So maybe it wasn't quite as spectacular as coming in and seeing Lady Liberty there welcoming people, but arriving at Pier 21 represented freedom, and it represented a fresh new beginning for those who were looking for a better life in Canada. Now, most of the immigrants then and now were escaping from poverty and persecution, war, things we can't even fathom in our lifetimes. Kind of like our refugees now that are coming from Ukraine and Syria and other places. So imagine if you've come from someplace like what's going on in Ukraine right now, or if you've come from someplace like Syria. Imagine for a moment what it must have felt like as you passed by this statue and read these words. Give me your poor, your tired, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. I lift my lamp to the golden door. It's significant for me, too, because I arrived in Canada 9 years ago last week. My first Sunday as the spiritual director of this center was April 7th, 2013. And one of the things that I love the most about my adopted country is the diversity, is welcoming people of different faiths and different cultures and different religions and ways of life. It's one of the reasons I came here as an immigrant. I am an immigrant. Now, I didn't come here to avoid persecution, but I did come here for a better way of life, despite the weather and the weird spelling of some of the words that you have people here. So this idea, though, of warmly welcoming and embracing people has an extra special meaning for me right now. Which brings me to our celebration. Today is New Member Sunday, and we have not, I thought, 26, but we actually have 27 new members joining our center today. 27 people who, when they attended here, either live or on the love stream, felt something that caused them to say, this is for me. This is my spiritual community. Whenever we have a New Member Sunday, which we do once a year, I remember back to how I felt when I went to my first Center for Spiritual Living 34 years ago. I was amazed. I was thrilled that there was not only an entire community that believed the way that I did, but that it was part of a movement of spiritual seekers. Because for years I thought I was the only one. Anybody else? think that you were the only one that believed the way you believed. And so for the first time when I walked in those doors in Vista, California, I realized I wasn't alone. I had found my spiritual home. I'd found my peeps. I'd found my tribe. And it was one of the most profound moments of my life. And so today we're going to honor a group of people who have made the official conscious decision to join our tribe. And you're going to meet them in just a bit. The ones that are here and the ones who are online. Don't forget, online people, I'm counting on you. But first I want to talk a little bit about the metaphysics behind this thing called spiritual community. Because finding our tribe and finding our people is actually a basic human need. Something that we need. We need and we love to be around other people who think like us, who talk like us, who believe that we do. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't embrace diversity and cultural and religious differences, because we do. But there is something about finding people who share our beliefs and can communicate about them. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, had this to say. There we are. We are all children wanting to be loved and understood. Wanting to be appreciated, wanting to have common purposes and common joys, and being willing to share in common troubles. That's the very definition of having a tribe. And so it's one of the things that attracts us to coming to a center like this. And because as a community, we are going to celebrate each other's joys and successes and triumphs. Yay, far out. And we are also going to give you love during the difficult times. However, one of the things that makes us different than maybe other organizations and other groups is that ultimately, yes, we're going to love you, love you, love you, and then we are going to work with you and be with you so that you can rise above the troubles and the triumphs that you might be having, and start to create the life of joy and happiness and love that we all want. We do this partially because we've all experienced troubles and that type of thing. That's part of being human. But in a community like this, we're going to say, oh man, yes, I get it. Oh gosh, yes. And here's some tools. Here are some techniques. Here are some ways of being and some ways of thinking that are going to help you to create a different experience. Because in this teaching, our belief is that we are co-creators of our lives. Therefore, we have co-created whatever the experience is that we're having right now, both good and not as good. So, if we have somehow created a challenge or created turmoil, we can learn to uncreate it too. And how, you may ask? How, you may ask? By choosing differently. By the disciplined and consistent practice of changing your thought patterns. Ernest Holmes, again, he's my go-to guy. He said this: each one of us today is the result of the use he has made of the law, either consciously or unconsciously. As soon as we realize this, we shall see that what we are now, or what we now have and experience, is the result of what we have thought, and the answer to what we shall be is contained in what we are now thinking, for we can change our thinking. Yes! Woo! Now, we're applauding because we dig this, right? But you know what? Not everybody does. And I have found that to be, people are like, why don't we have 1,000 members? Why aren't we on television? Because not everybody wants to be self-responsible. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't blame them. You know, sometimes it's easier to remain a victim. I love to wallow until I don't want to anymore, you know? But it's easy to give up responsibility and say, it's not me, it's him, it's her, it's them. However, when we look at our part in our own life, we realize that if we don't like what we experience, we can make a different choice. We can think a different thought. Because, and here's the clincher, folks. Don't leave until I'm done, okay? In order for things to be different, we have to be different. In order for things to change, we have to change. But there's good news. There's good news. And when we accept that level of responsibility, we also accept that level of freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to change, freedom to co-create the life that we want to be living. And the greatest great news, there's all kinds of good news in this, there's greatest great news is that we are not doing it alone. First of all, we are part of the all and everything. Just like I talked about, we are not separate from that which created us. And what created us is the all and everything. Here's how Ernest Holmes put it. You belong to the universe in which you live. A power greater than you are has put you here. Everyone has a place to fill in life, and the world has need of you now. And because that's true for you, it's also true for me, and it's also true for everyone else. And that's what this teaching is all about. Because each one of us is here on our own individual path. Absolutely. And we're doing it as part of a spiritual community. We're doing it as part of a sangha. If you're unfamiliar with that word, a sangha is a Sanskrit word, roughly translates as an association, assembly, company, or community with common goals, vision, and purpose. And I love this idea of us being a sangha. Kathy Matthews uses that term whenever she talks about this center and about the different groups that she's part of, that we are a sangha, which implies individuality, absolutely, in harmony with unity. Individuality in harmony with unity. In other words, each of us is an individual expression of the universe. And because we are here, we are doing it as part of a sangha, as part of our spiritual community, as part of our tribe. Before I continue, though, I want to acknowledge something, because I like to think that I am a woman of my word. Last week, I said that we were going to observe and learn about the 3 holy days of the Abrahamic religions this month. So they're all being celebrated in April, which doesn't always happen. So those holidays are Ramadan of the Islamic faith, and Passover of the Jewish faith, and Easter of the Christian faith. And all 3 of them stem from the teachings of Abraham, which is why they are called the Abrahamic religions. And I told you last week that we would be learning about Passover this week, but I made a mistake. Passover's not till the end of the month. And so we're going to learn about it in a couple of weeks. Besides, we have our own celebration and holy day today, and that is New Member Sunday. So Amy, I'm going to ask you to pull that back because if I'm going to call your name, and I would like anybody who is present here who is one of our new members to just come and line up here. And online people, we got something for you, so just sit tight for a minute. Okay, so as I call your name, please come to the stage. Nancy Anderson. Reverend Val Benedict. Pat Blair. Okay, we're going to hold applause because I don't want to hear you a smattering of applause 27 times. Okay, so Gerald Dakia, Sandy Dennison, Johnny Fox, Tina Friedenberg, Alnisha Haji, Georgina Halfkenny, Alvaro Hernandez, Joey Horn, Karen Huggins, Mary Iman, Leslie Irwin, Beverly Johnson, Paul Klimowitz, Chris Lebensky. I know Chris is in Toronto. I wasn't expecting him. Jillian Lee, Darla McDonald, Joanne McGowan, all of our online people, Alana Newton, Tony Reed, Elnita Rubin, Bernie Schulmeister. Bernie, will you come down? Is he here? No? All right, fine. Bernie's one of our tech guys. Ida Stanley, Scott Tamblin, and Shannon Thorpe. I know Shannon is here. Now give him a hand. Okay, Ben or Jason, have you got names of people who we know for sure are watching online?
Well, Dr. Neil and Sandra Butler, calm down. Neil and Sandra Butler and Chris.
Oh, Lebensky.
Jill and Scott Campbell. Sincerely, George.
All right, very good. Thank you, and thank you for checking in on all of us. But wait, there's more. I know. So, to our new members, I'm going to come down and join you. And I want you to get yourself to where you can see the screen, but also kind of be halfway looking at the audience. Can I have that again? That slide? There we go. So you all are going to say this to them. Okay, so yeah, you know what? You're going to have to turn and look at that, okay? You ready? I've got it right here. Okay, I'm going to say it with you. Okay, you ready? Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. We promise to be the best members of the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living that we can possibly be. We promise to support this center and this ministry with our time, talent, and treasures. We promise to live our lives by the principles of science of mind to the best of our abilities. Knowing that God is at the essence of each of us, we also promise to love you, respect you, and always look for the good in each of you. Thank you for welcoming us into your hearts. Well, I'm glad you're standing up because you have a part to play too. So now, members and friends of the center, whether you're a member or this is your first time here, we're going to say some things to you. So I want you to take this in as well. So, new members, here is your pledge. Okay, are you ready? We, the members and friends of the Calgary Center for Spiritual Living, honor your decision to become part of our spiritual community. Knowing that God is at the essence of each of us, we promise to love you, respect you, and always look for the good in you. Thank you for adding your lights to ours. Welcome home to our spiritual family. And now, since I've got, you all may be seated. Thank you, you done well. Can we get this mic going? This handheld? Shannon, just say your name and just something you would like the community to know about you.
You're gonna make me cry, sorry. My
That's
name
the
is
point.
Shannon Thorpe, and I just want to thank everybody for being here, and I feel privileged to be here. Thank you.
Just say your name.
Yeah. I'm Elenita, and thank you all guys for welcoming us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary, and I'm so delighted that I'm finally be able to be here in person because I'm just following this through online. And we used to live here, and then we moved to Central Alberta with my partner, Elenita. And then we were here this weekend, so I said, might as well come here and pay a visit, and I'm so glad that we're here today. Thank you very much.
You did. Thank you.
My name is Leslie, and thank you for welcoming me, and I'm very happy to be here.
My name is Jerry. I was here in October during Thanksgiving. You were live streaming, and I didn't know that, but I was happy that I paid a visit. So this is my second time here, and thank you for welcoming me.
Thank you.
My name is Nancy Anderson. I'm touched and I'm honored to be part of a new family. Thank you for welcoming me, and I love you all.
Thank you. Thank you. You may take your seats then. Thank you. And also give some applause to our online people, our online new members as well. So I'm going to invite Elevation back up because this was another song that I had requested for this particular day because I knew that it was going to be special, and special it was. So please welcome me. Now, is this going to be like the regular way, or is this going to be my way or your way?
Let's leave some stuff for
I guess
mystery.
we'll find out. Can you take
Regular way.
regular way?
Kinda.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Yeah. Darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Yeah! Elevation, Amy Bishop, Oliver Miguel, Steph, Luis, Lisa. Whew! So I want to say to people who are here for the first time that you think that maybe we brought in like special musicians because it was New Member Sunday. And what I want to tell you is this is our music. This is our music every Sunday. Same song every Sunday. That's why you should. You know, we do have some of the finest working musicians, certainly in Calgary, certainly in Alberta. And I don't know too many that would argue that they are really some of the finest musicians. Yeah. And they gig on Saturday night, and they still make it here on Sundays, although sometimes I worry. Oh, golly. There was something I wanted to say, and I just made myself forget it. Oh, annual AGM. AGM. So our annual general meeting is not next Sunday. Next Sunday's Easter. The following Sunday is our AGM. So those of you who are now members and existing members, you can either attend the AGM on the Love Stream or here in person. And we're going to elect 3 new board members, fabulous, wonderful board members. We're going to honor 2 board members who are rolling off the board as well. So anybody can join, but in order to vote, you need to be an official member like what we just did today. Okay, so now I can talk about how you can support the center. Here we're going to do our collection as we normally do with a song. But if you're tuning in online, thank you all for continuing to support us. E-transfer if you're in Canada, on the website, send a check, call the office. There's all kinds of ways of showing your financial support, for which we are extremely grateful. And so if everybody else here will gather your tithe, your offering, your donation, your gift, whatever, and hold it to your heart. And let's say our conscious giving affirmation together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I give returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am so blessed, and so it is. And so it is. And we're going to sing Love just because that works.
everything. I thank love for 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 everything.
All righty. So one more thing I want to tell you. Stay standing because you know you want to. If you would like to become a member, you can't become a member in time for the AGM. However, you can still join throughout the years, just that we do the membership drive in March and April to get ready for the AGM. So it's just like, oh my God, this is my spiritual home, and you want to join, just contact Lance and he will tell you how to do that. Give some love to Ben and Jason up there. I threw them a couple of curveballs today, so thank you as always, guys. So here's how we're going to do our closing. We rub our hands together. We get lots of good energy going. Just think about love. Think about joy. Think about being in the divine flow. And we're going to send that good energy out into the world to wherever it is needed. If you want to bless yourself, put your hands on your chest. If you want to bless yourself and out into the world, do that as well. Or if you just want to bless everybody. Okay? So on a count of 3, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Pew, 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 pew. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Might sound crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that will go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel that's what you want to do. Come bad news, talking this and that. Yeah. Give it all you got and don't hurt back. I should probably warn you I'll be just fine. Yeah. No offense to you, but don't waste your time. Here's why.